I was looking at some code online and I really didn't understand how it was how something that I thought I understood uh, worked in, but he had the code worked fine. So, I did some searching, went down a rabbit hole searching and tried to figure out why it was working the way it was. And I guess there's just some stuff that I haven't learned about Python yet. So thought I'd do a little video on what it was and what I learned today. So he that was some involved code that he had, but I said, oh, I think I can make my point with just some simple code here. So we have just this global variable that we're declaring outside of our function here, and then got a function, small function, and then we're calling the function down here. So we all know that, like I said, you learn early, I guess, in Python that, yeah, you can't take this test without making it global. So if I just run this, it's going to shoot out an error that it's just, um, you know, you're referencing a variable before assignment because test wasn't declared in this scope. So we know this that we have two choices here. We can make it global, and now it'll use this test up here. So then we can run that, and it takes the 2 and adds 10 to it. So we end up with 12 when we print out our test. And like I said, the other option, of course, is having a local variable. And now test is equal to 3, and we're going to add 10 to it. So let's see, we should end up with 13 down here. So that's what we got. We got 13 in for our answer. So this is the part that I didn't really get was this guy was passing, the print is a function, and he wasn't using a print function, but he was passing this variable that was not declared in his function and wasn't declared global. And I just didn't understand how that worked. But I did, like I say, I went down a rabbit hole, and I guess uh, when you have parameters or arguments or whatever you want to call when you're passing stuff to a function, it doesn't follow your scope rules. It doesn't follow them. And I just didn't understand that because like I said, when you print this, you would think this would throw up an error just like when we tried to add 10 to it there. But we can let's clear this and start over. And then it just pulls the global variable there. So I didn't realize that arguments and parameters or whichever one you want to call them. I think they're parameters going in and then they're arguments coming out of when you in your functions that they don't have to follow your local scoping rules. But as I was reading, I said, well, uh, you know, when you start finding out about this stuff, they take you down the rabbit holes and farther. And so I don't usually do nested functions, but they were showing this example here. So they have this function. So you got the global test, and then you got another test in function B, but then I have a nested function C, and it has its own variable 4. So if we run this, we're going to get that it's 4. Now, but this is where they were explaining it, and it makes sense to me a little bit that, okay, so now when we run it, what do we think we're going to get? We're going to get 3. So when I guess if in when they're passing these parameters, it looks for a most local variable, and then it just goes up the tree one time, even though we got 3 different instances of this variable. it's going up the tree one at a time. And then, of course, if we get rid of this variable, then, but it's still going to work, but it's just going to work its way all the way up the tree to that one. So now it's two. So nice short video. Like I said, I had no clue that you could pass variables from from outside of your function uh, to another function. So that's my video for today. Hope it helps somebody. I know I learned something new this morning. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.